Welcome back. All right, so 4 games tonight. If you're looking for a recap of the Penguins Devils game, that's already done. That's already on the board, or on the channel. So the 4 games tonight, and then done for today. Pretty eventful day though, right? All right, first up, LA and Chicago. Copley versus Mrazek in this one. Remember, Copley didn't last the first minute in his last game, and you could see the Kings were trying to protect him. You could see throughout this game that while Chicago does have trouble hitting the net, the Kings were doing a very good job of blocking, keeping the middle of the ice clear, and they did pretty well. So the Kings had the early edge in this, although there wasn't much shooting in the first 5 minutes that hit the net. I think LA had the only shot that hit the net in the first 5 minutes. They would press 6 minutes in, not getting a lot of shots there, but then at 9:29, Anderson Dolan scores from Fiala, buries a rebound on a 2-on-1. The Hawks believe there was a trip that helped to allow that 2-on-1 to happen. No opinion from me on that one. Going to leave that one up to you guys, but it does make it 1-0. Usually on a call, if it leads to a scoring chance, they'll normally call it. So I guess the referee didn't see it as a trip or just flat out missed it. So the shots are 6-0 with 9 minutes left. This is what I mean. They were making sure Copley wasn't facing shots. It seemed to work. Like it's got to help the goalie's confidence to look up at the clock and go, okay, we're ahead. I haven't faced a shot yet. I don't have to worry about that goal going in and then, us being in deep trouble. Kopitar has a net feed that's cleared. Roy has a shot tipped wide as the Kings press. I always get thrown off when it's Roy and Rar both on the board. Kupari can't bury one in close. We get some pushing and a punching with 5:27 left on an icing. The announcer said that's rare in today's game. It is. With the hybrid / no-touch icing, usually we don't see those kinds of plays. 2 minutes of 4-on-4 the result there. Arvidsson then had a rush chance that's held, but after the first period, it's 1-0 for the Kings. Second period, Turcotte. I had to put Turcotte on the board. Really prominent in this game. His line actually had a really good game. Turcotte has been besieged by injuries since being drafted in 2019 by the LA Kings. It's held him back and kept him out of the league, but if he keeps playing like he did today, he should be in their lineup a little more regularly. Shots are 3-2 though for Chicago, 3.5 minutes in. Domi has a net feed picked off. Kempe has a rush chance that's saved, but then Anderson Dolan gets the second of the game at 6:07 from Fiala and Doughty. He buries that one from the slot. So Jared Anderson Dolan getting a couple of goals. The only guy who got a goal for LA today is Anderson Dolan. Kings are clogging the middle yet again. Doughty fires one high. The Hawks cleared out. Kempe's denied and close. The Kings press with 7.5 minutes left. There's 7 shots for Chicago 35 minutes into this game. Just giving you an idea of how few shots they had, and they'd only have 3 more in those final 5 minutes of the second period. Kempe has a shot blocked. The Hawks rush. Copley was solid then when he was tested later on. He had a couple of tough shots before the period was done. Dickinson couldn't hit a buzzer beater. And in terms of slot shots in this game, they were 14-3 for LA after the second period. So they're really not giving Chicago much to look at. Third period, Tyler Johnson was out. I didn't see him come back into the game either, and I didn't hear an update on exactly what happened. He was out during the first period. He had like 4 or 5 shifts, and then he was out. Early press for the Hawks, but no shots. Anderson Dolan to Lizotte, near miss there. Domi's denied and then fires wide on the rebound. The Hawks press at 6.5 minutes. And the Hawks played in the third like, hey, we got to play spoiler again. Arvidsson has a rush chance that's held. Radish has a chance in front. That was blocked out. The Hawks get a power play. That's killed off. With 5.5 minutes left, the shots are 6-4 for the Kings. The Kings wouldn't get another shot. The Hawks press with 4 minutes left, and eventually Mitchell gets a goal from Domi at 16:44. It was a nice one-timer. The goalie gets pulled with 1:56 left, and then with 22.3 left, it becomes a 6-on-4. So Chicago calls the timeout there, but in the end, they're unable to get that tying goal. Your final score is 2-1 for the Kings. They go to 26-17-6 with the win. For Chicago, 14-27-4 with the loss. The shots, 9-3 LA in the first, 12-7 LA in the second, 9-6 Chicago in the third. Final shots, 27-19 for the Kings. Power plays, LA didn't have any. Chicago was 0 for 2. The hits, 27-16 for Chicago. Copley saves 18 out of 19. Nice bounce back after saving 1 out of 3. Mrazek saves 25 out of 27. So I like that Todd McClellan went back to Copley, and Copley rewarded him with a good game. So maybe that bodes well for him. All right, next up. San Jose in against Boston. And I said this morning when I did I said last night when I did the preview, there was no point in putting a trap magnet on this because the Bruins just don't seem to fall into trap games. So it's Reimer versus Ullmark, and 27 seconds in, Meyer has a fight with Carlo. That was an odd one. I didn't see that fight coming. Bruins press are kept to the outside. Forbort can't bury one in close. Shots are 2-0 in favor of Boston at 5.5 minutes. And at 7:16, Lindholm. Nice play, too. He gets a snapshot, high blocker side. Marchand and Smith with the assist there. It's 1-0 Boston. Hall steals one, sets up a press. Then there was a screenshot by Hall. That was held on to. Shots are 6-1 at the half in favor of Boston. Bruins press with 8.5 minutes left. Foligno's wraparound ends up missing. The Sharks get a power play. That's killed off. Hall has a shot that's blocked. The Sharks cleared out. Things get pushy then after a hold by Ullmark. After the first period, it's 1-0 Boston. Second period. Sharks press. The Bruins block. Carlo, he fires one wide on a rush. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4, and during the 4-on-4, Boston gets a goal. It's McAvoy from Pasternak and Grzelcyk at 4:08. Asamont then had a net feed that's picked off, and Foligno. It's a great cycle by Boston, and it's a tip in front by Foligno, Lindholm, and Koppanen with the assists at 7:46. So suddenly it's 3-0. Bruins get a power play. There's a post for Pasternak. That power play's killed off. It managed 3 shots. Pressed by Boston with 8.5 minutes left. Bergeron's denied. The Sharks cleared out. Carlson has a chance that's held as the Sharks press. The shots are 9-5 in favor of Boston with 5 minutes left. Power play for the Sharks because there were too many Bruins on the ice. That was killed off. It's 3-0 after 2. Third period. Early on, the Bruins get a power play and they score on it. It's Pasternak with his first goal of the game from McAvoy and Marchand at 2:40, and his only goal of the game. I think that's 36 for him now. Pretty strong season he's having. His asking price just going to keep going up. Hurdle has a wraparound that saved. The shots are 3-1 for the Sharks at 4 minutes, and I figure there's only one question left to be answered. Does Ullmark get the shutout? So McAvoy has a shot that's blocked as they press. Ullmark had a skate issue. Couldn't get it fixed, so the backup had to go in. Swayman went in. That's why there's no Tony the Tiger Magnet at the top, because Ullmark doesn't get the shutout. It's a shared shutout between he and Swayman. Swayman was barely tested. He had the one shot when he was in there. Ullmark would go back in. Sharks press with 8.5 minutes left. He was already back in at that point with 2:35 left. The Bruins get a power play. It's killed off, but the Bruins hold on. They win this one 4-0. They go to 37-5-4 on the season. For San Jose, they're 14-25-9 with the loss. The shot 7-5 Boston in the first, 9-5 Boston in the second, 8-6 San Jose in the third. Final shots 22-18 for Boston. Power plays San Jose 0 for 2, Boston 1 for 4. The hits 34-25 for San Jose. Reimer saved 18 out of 22. Ullmark saved all 17 shots he faced. Swayman saved all one shot that he faced. So it's a shared shutout, which means it doesn't go in any record books. Shared shutouts are just one of those bizarre things where, yeah, the team gets the shutout, the goaltender doesn't get one on his record. Doesn't feel right, does it? But at any rate, it's there. It's been there since I was a kid. First up, and next up, I should say, Winnipeg in against Philly. Boy, could I use my vacation? Maybe my brain already went to Disneyland. I should check. So, Riddick versus Sandstrom in this one. Sandstrom had a rough start to this. Flyers get a power play. It becomes 1:18 of 4-on-4. York has a rush chance that's saved. Everything's killed off there. Shots are 3-1 Flyers at 4 minutes. But at 4:53 on what was their second shot, Janssen Fialbi scores from Dillon and Pionk. Tips that in front during a good press. And then at 6:14, it is Connor from Perfetti and Dubois. So suddenly it's 2-0. Not very many shots to get there because the Flyers press to respond, and then the Jets score again. At 8:31, it's Scheifele from Wheeler and Ehlers. That was the 6th shot of the game. So for Sandstrom, it was a tough start. He would recover from that. He had a good run after that, but 3 goals on 6 shots. Makes it 3-0, and it looked like this could be a laugher. Really wasn't. There's a net feed to Ehlers. That's picked off. The Flyers pressed with 4.5 minutes left. They actually led in shots 10-9 with 3 minutes left. And then Provorov buries it on a 2-on-1. It's his third of the year. Tippett and York with the assists at 18:39 makes it 3-1. So we're going to the second period. Jets get a power play. Flyers don't let them set up. Connor has a shot that's saved late. The power play's killed off, just the 2 shots. The Jets did press after it was done. The shots are 4-0 Winnipeg at 5.5 minutes. There's a press then by the Jets at 7.5 minutes. So they're ahead by 2, and they're getting all these chances. Hayes was then denied as the Flyers would get some pressure of their own. Jets get a power play. They set up, they cycle late, and that's killed off. They don't get it set up early. Sanheim couldn't bury one in close. Riddick holds on there. Jets press. Dillon has a screenshot that's held. Heavy pressure by the Jets, but the Flyers end up getting a power play. And they score on it. It is Hayes from Cates, and D'Angelo was from a sharp angle. He had barely anything to aim at, and he got it at 18:27, so that makes it 3-2. Flyers then press for the tie, but they don't get that. We're going into the third. Scheifele has a net feed this cleared. The Flyers draw a power play. They score on this one as well. At 2:35, it was Hayes from Frost and D'Angelo. He buries a rebound there. So the penalty kill did let the Jets down tonight and absolutely allowed the Flyers to get back into the game and tie it. Konechny nearly adds another. The Jets draw a power play. There was a shorthanded 2-on-1 that leads to 28 seconds of 5-on-3. There was really loud booing from Philadelphia fans who I don't think were very happy with the officiating in this one tonight. Just going out on a limb here. Perfetti would fire one wide during the 5-on-3. The puck gets cleared. They did kill that off, which made the fans a little happier. However, Kuhlman would score from DeMello and Dillon at 8:44. So that makes it 4-3. The Flyers then get a power play. That was killed off. There's a press by the Flyers then with 6.5 minutes left. Janssen Fjallby takes a shot block. It went off the side of his knee. He left. He couldn't put any weight on it. So if you're going to get hit in the knee like that, that's going to hurt like you know what. But as much as it's going to hurt, it's possible it ends up being not bad. It's possible that maybe it swells up a bit and it's not bad and he's able to play the next game. It's also possible it's a horrendous injury. It's one of those things with a shot block. You see the guy go off, he can't put any weight on it. And wasn't it Tavares early in the season that happened with, and he was back in the game not too long after? It's really tough to tell whether or not it's a bad injury. So hopefully Janssen Fjallby's okay, because he has fit in so well in Winnipeg, and he's been such a good player for them in their bottom six. 2:40 left. The Flyers call a timeout. They also pulled the goaltender. Hayes has a shot that deflects wide. D'Angelo has a shot that's blocked. The Jets ice the puck. However, they do get the empty netter. It's Stenlund from Dubois at 19:33. The Jets, they hold on. They win this one 5-3. They go to 31-16-1. The Flyers, 20-21-7 with the loss. And they have to look at this one and say, you know what? We lost this one early. And then, see what they did to get back into the game and tie it up and work on those things. So for Philadelphia, it's a setback. The shots in this one, 14-10 Philly in the first, 12-8 Winnipeg in the second, 9-8 Philly in the third. Final shots are 31-30 for the Flyers. Power plays, Winnipeg 0 for 5, Philadelphia 2 for 4. Both teams with 28 hits in this game. Riddick saved 28 out of 31. I thought he played well. Sandstrom, 25 saves on 29 shots. I mean, for Riddick, he only allowed one goal 5-on-5, and it was a 2-on-1. So, the penalty kill, he allowed a couple, but 5-on-5, he was pretty solid. All right, and last game of the day, I'm going to talk about these Arizona Coyotes at home against Vegas. I'm looking forward to getting the Arizona third. They wore that tonight. I have to admit, I kind of chuckled because on the right leg, on the breezers there, they've got a cactus. It's an off-white cactus or tan-colored cactus. It's a cactus. And all I could think was, okay, so Vegas is in the desert, Arizona's in the desert. Vegas has a sword on the side of their reverse retros, on their breezers, and Arizona answers with a cactus. If you bring a cactus to a sword fight, well, in this case, the cactus might win. So it was Thompson versus Vejmelka, and again, I will refer to this as the cactus leg outfit, and I'm going to apologize right now. But it was really distracting because the whole outfit is just this really monochromatic, for lack of a better term. It's the same as the Coyotes color with these yawning/howling coyotes, right? The cactus really stands out. So anyways, I thought I'd mention it. And 1:59 in, the cactus leg gets the goal. It's Gunther from Bukestad and Carconi, and it's 1-0 for Arizona. It was a one-timer buried from the slot. So nice play there from Gunther, who's been great since coming back from the World Juniors. Shots are 4-1 for Arizona, 3.5 minutes in. Cotter has a turnover chance that's saved. Vegas gets a power play. That becomes a 4-on-4. Gunther was denied from the slot. Everything's killed off. The Coyotes couldn't set up the brief power play they had. Vegas didn't get any shots during the brief power play they had either. Neither team had a lot of room out there in that first period. Chychrun takes a puck to the cheek, but he was okay. Again, Chychrun, it seems every game there's some kind of an incident where he almost gets hurt. I just got this feeling that just when they're ready to trade him, he's going to go down injured. So, second period, with Arizona up 1-0, it becomes 2-0, 1:39 in. So, early goals, both periods in the first 2 minutes. This time it's Keller from Goss to Spare and Chychrun. How bad has this calendar year been for Arizona? This is the first 2-goal lead they've had in 2023. So, that's how rough of a month it's been for Arizona. Keller then looks to add another. Keller was on another planet tonight. Like, he was so far and above. Pietrangelo has a blast that's saved and held. Vegas gets a power play, and they score on it. And his former Arizona Coyote, Phil Kessel, from Marchessault and Carlson at 9:03, looked like it went off Stetcher's stick and into the net. Vegas goes back to the power play. That's killed off, but it felt like the momentum had shifted. Vegas is putting on a lot of pressure. Eichel has a chance that's held as they press, and that was after a Stevenson chance deflects out, so there were some opportunities there. 2:13 left, a power play for the Vegas Golden Knights. Arizona kills that off. So we're going to the third period with the score 2-1 for Arizona. In the third, Ritchie was denied early. Schmaltz then had a shot that deflects wide. Carconi with a net drive, he misses high there. So these are opportunities Arizona's getting. You wouldn't think Vegas would be giving up, but I mean, it's the second half of a back-to-back. A lot of teams with back-to-backs right now. Again, the schedule's been pretty brutal. It does seem to settle this week, though. There should be fewer situations where a team's really tired against another team that's not. So there was a strong start for the Coyotes, and then there was a dog pile in the Coyotes' crease. The puck stayed out. They even reviewed to make sure the puck didn't cross the line, and it doesn't look like it did, so we play on. Pressed by Vegas at 5 minutes. Pietrangelo has a shot that's held. Haig then had one that was held. More pressure by Vegas. This is the standard third period for Vegas. Keller then tries to set up a press and succeeds. So Keller just beast modes it into a corner until his teammates get set up, and it works. And then he gets the goal to finish it. He roofs it. Schmaltz and Valimaki with the assists at 8:50. So Keller, with the offensive move, sets up the press and then ends the press with the goal. Really solid game for Keller today. Marchessault has a rush chance that deflects out. Cotter had one that flecks out because remember, now Vegas is down by 2. But again, the defense and the goaltending were there for Arizona. These shots aren't being deflected out on their own. This is the defense getting in the way. So Nemeth has a rush chance that's held. The goalie gets pulled with 5.5 minutes left because they're down by 2. And that leads to a hat trick goal. It is Keller from Schmaltz at 15:52, makes it 4-1, and that's your final score. So Arizona 15, 27, and 5 with the win. For Vegas, this has to be frustrating. After a really dominating win over Washington last night, now they kind of get taken care of by the Coyotes, one of the lowest ranked teams in the league. They dropped to 29, 17, and 2 on the season. Shots in this one, 7-6 Vegas in the first, 16-10 Vegas in the second, 13-6 Vegas in the third. Final shots, 36-23 for the Golden Knights. Power plays, Vegas 1 for 4, Arizona 0 for 1. Hits, 31-25 for Arizona. Thompson saves 19 out of 22, and Vejmelka saved 35 out of 36. He steals another one. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. I do wonder if, when I get the third jersey, if I need to get like a pair of shorts and put a cactus on the side just so I don't look silly. But let me know your thoughts. Again, I really like the jersey. I do. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.